Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Starting Soultrix podcast. I'm Isaac Regal, and I'm going to be your host today. And yeah, let's get started. So today I'd like to start just kind of talking about what it's like to skate down here in Florida in the summer. We have a lot of heat, surprise, surprise, here in Florida, and it's kind of difficult to skate in the afternoons sometimes because it rains pretty much every afternoon. I love getting out, especially at the nights here, and doing like night skates, which is what I kind of mentioned last time. So right now it's 12:49 in the afternoon, and hopefully tonight when I get back from work I'll have a little more time to myself to sneak out and go for a night skate over at a local basketball court and set up a rail and just get to some tricks and some grinds and stuff. I'm not sure which setup I'll use right now, but yeah, that's something I've had recently as a real blessing. Was just found a skate rail, a flat rail, at a local Play It Again Sports, and it was only $60, which is really, really reasonable. And my brother and I jumped on it a couple times just to make sure it was, legit, like safe. And so, like a couple paychecks later, I went back in to see if it was still there, and it was there. And I bought the rail and have been using it here at the house and over at the local basketball court whenever I get a chance. It's super, super nice having a rail here at the house. Like, I can just set up in front and get going pretty much anytime I want. It's a little bit of a hassle to move, but it's the payoff is much better than the effort it takes to move it. Even if I'm only skating for like 10-20 minutes, just to get loose, or just feel like I'm kind of into a groove a bit. Part of the reason I only skate that long is just because of how wicked hot it is. Also, I have a really short attention span, so part of the thing is just like, okay, I'm gonna hit X, Y, and Z grind, and then just feel good, roll around a bit more, and call it good for this first session of the day or whatever. And I'll usually do 1 or 2 sessions, sometimes even 3 sessions in a day, just trying to learn little tricks and master things on the rail, like whether it's a soul grind or a Macchio or a porn star or whatever it is. The next thing I'd like to kind of talk about was like how the flat rail is different from the round rail at the local skate parks, because we do have like a short round rail that everybody loves to skate, skateboarders, BMXers, inline guys, because it's just like half a foot off the ground, and it's super easy to learn tricks on. I learned how to stall it back in like October of this last year, and since then I've kind of like slowly been able to get better at it. And then one day I just like waxed it up and I went across it the whole way, grinding, and it was like the best feeling in the world. It felt like magic, kind of just going sideways with rollerblades and then going forwards and skating away. So the round rail is really easy to learn, kind of your basic front side and back side grinds on. However, for like Soultrix, I'm finding that it's really difficult to learn on a round rail. So the rail I have here at the house is actually a flat rail. So it was a little weird at first to try stuff on, And I'd done like one flat rail down in Sebring, Florida before, like, and had like a little bit of trouble getting used to it, kind of. But between switching to anti-rocker for some of the grinds, and also just more time spent with the rail and more wax and stuff like that, I was able to get used to it, and now it's really good to learn like both soul grinds and groove tricks on. I still haven't gotten to the point where I'm brave enough to try royales on it or farfigs on it, but I feel like that's gonna just have to come with time. I do have a little PVC practice rail that I'm using a bit, and that's been really nice for like trying to like practice deeper groove tricks or a little bit more variation to Soultrix and stuff like that. I've even tried like switch ups on it, which have not been successful yet, but I'm optimistic. But the flat rail that I bought is really solidly built, more better for just learning like better grinds. It's a little bit higher up, so it's a little scary to go like to try an alley-oop trick. One of these days I'm gonna hit one though, and I'm gonna try something from Fakey and I'm gonna make it. So I got this analog counter. Here, I'll let you hear it. Like the kind that they use for like jump rope or like whatever you call it, and or like push-ups or laps around a track or whatever, and like in sports, I mean, just other sports. And this analog counter, I just decided like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I could count like each individual grind and see how many grinds I could get in a session. The most I've gotten since getting the little analog counter, which thankfully doesn't run on any sort of battery or anything. It's just powered by springs and stuff, so it's like I can drop it, or like it can get wet and it's not a big deal. Anyways, the most I've done is like 52 grinds in a session. So my goal is to get to where I can consistently hit 100 grinds in a session. Yesterday I did maybe like somewhere around the number of 50, I think, because I did like 10. No, maybe more like, yeah, somewhere close to 50. Between both skate sessions yesterday. I don't know. Anyways, the analog counter thing is there to help me like structure the session a little bit more and just be like, okay, today I practiced 20 soul grinds, or today I practiced 10 Mizzous or something, like whatever, One of the things that I think has helped with the grinds, being able to learn so much, is that I've switched to anti-rocker on my one set of K2. Actually, both sets of my K2 Midtowns. I have two sets, because I just really like the boot, and I like the way that you can get your boot on and off really quickly with the Velcro straps. And the only issue I've had with the anti-rocker, I'm using a ground control Featherlight 3 setup, pretty stock on that setup, is that the wheels are kind of terrible. Like, I've had them for like 2 weeks now, not quite, and the wheels are already really torn up. I don't know whether that's the hardness, the durometer, or whether it's just the quality of the wheel that they're using. But nonetheless, I have one like REMS set up with eulogy wheels that the grind, the H block on the grind on the groove, sorry, is like smaller. It feels better because the urethane quality of the eulogy wheels is better when I'm rolling around, and so it's kind of like a toss-up between the two anti-rocker setups. The one pair I have is from when I got first into skating with the REM setup. Is my first set of K2 Midtowns, and the sizing is a little bit bigger on those, like half a size up. So I don't feel quite as comfortable in those grinding, just because my foot's a little looser in the boot than I like it to be. I like a little bit of ankle flex, but not so much forward to back with the foot, kind of moving in the boot. I'd like to feel the toes kind of just brush up against the top of the toe of the boot. Anyways, yeah, if any of you guys have suggestions for better wheels or like frame setups that are listening, go ahead and comment below, and I'll definitely consider what you have to say. I'm thinking about getting some Go Project wheels, even though they're a bit more pricey, for these Featherlight 3 setup frames, partly because the boots are gray, and partly because they're just higher quality wheels. So getting Go Project wheels might be what my next podcast is about. And it's also good just to kind of think about budgeting here, because I'm a college student and I don't make a ton of money. So the better quality wheel I get, the less wheels I have to buy in the future, etc. So any suggestions for good wheels would be highly appreciated. The last thing, I'm going to kind of change gears here, is I'd like to talk about what it's like to do night skates that I've been doing with my family members, just helping take photos and stuff. I've had my dad and my brother, both brothers I guess at some point, help me out with video and photo of my skating, and I'm super appreciative of that. And I remember listening to a podcast by Todd McInerney, I can't pronounce his last name, from the Mushroom Blading guys, that including his family and that love of what he does has really helped him with his skating and with what he wants to do in the future with his skating. So I think having my brother or my dad or my mom or anybody in my family, I guess, get involved with my skating a bit might be good, in addition to the few other rollerbladers that I know in the community around here in Central Florida. So yeah, that's what I have for today. A bit of heat here right now, so hopefully I'll get to go for a night skate here soon, and I'll hope to talk about that soon.